As a print-on-demand seller, you might have the best ideas and designs in the world, but if they're not getting seen and you're not making sales, that doesn't matter at all. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you my best tips to actually make more sales in your print-on-demand business so that you can make more profit and increase that passive income that you're going to be making every single month. Thanks so much for Printify for sponsoring this video. I will share more about them later. Now, there are some tips in print-on-demand that you probably have heard over and over again when it comes to increasing your sales. But this one is something that is a recently new phenomenon, but I definitely know that this is going to help you not only increase your uploads, but actually get more sales and better quality uploads. And that is utilizing AI tools to actually help you write the descriptions and the bullet points for your products. Now, the tool that I have been using to personally use this in my own print-on-demand shops and especially on Etsy is the tool ChatGPT. So with ChatGPT, you are able to give it a prompt and it's going to help you come up with text that can go along with what you asked it for. So typically I have been asking for help with writing product descriptions that include these set of keywords. So what is important for you to know is what are those associated keywords with the type of product you are selling, and then you're gonna easily be able to kind of plug those into ChatGPT to ask for a very specific prompt, maybe to write a description for a tote bag that is about this specific product for Etsy. And it will be able to help you generate something that is going to sound like natural text. So something that a lot of people get really caught up on is trying to pack their descriptions with as many keywords as possible, but then this can run into you actually getting into kind of spammy, just keyword stuffing language. And for your products to rank well naturally and for you not to trigger someplace like Etsy or Amazon to actually remove you from the platform, you need to make sure that you are not keyword stuffing or appearing spammy to their algorithms. So it's really important for you to write in natural text. And this is something like that ChatGPT can really help with, because you can input those keywords and it's going to write out complete sentences in natural text that you can use in your own listings. So if you haven't created an account on OpenAI yet for something like ChatGPT or another AI software, I definitely would recommend it for helping you get more descriptions written faster, leading to more uploads, and actually your products being able to rank better because you're incorporating those really important keywords. Now, the next tip that is going to help you make more sales, especially if you are a seller on Etsy, is something that a lot of people, they hesitate to incorporate in their stores because it does require a little bit more work for you as a seller. But with any business, a lot of times if you are willing to be the person that is going to go a little bit above and beyond, put a little bit more work in up front, usually that's going to pay off for you in some big ways because a lot of other people aren't willing to do that extra step. And this is incorporating personalization on your products. For all of my Etsy stores, I am using Printify to be able to source my products from. I seamlessly have linked it with my Etsy account, which if you don't know how to do that, I'll link a video about that here. But one thing that is really cool about using a place like Printify is there are some really easy ways that you can incorporate personalization into your store. Sometimes this is super daunting because people don't realize how you can do this very effectively and easily without a ton of extra work, but it is one step that a lot of customers are looking for. Especially as a seller on Etsy, this is something that customers ask for all the time and is really important to incorporate in your store. So I am going to link a video all about personalization here, but this is something you should really consider doing. Not only are people searching for this more, but you actually can charge a lot more per product because people know that this takes more work than just printing a generic shirt. So if you haven't already, definitely think about utilizing personalization to make more sales in your store. Now, if you feel like you're having a really hard time breaking into the print-on-demand market, especially on a place like Etsy, one thing that you can do to really help yourself out is start offering more products than just t-shirts. T-shirts are an amazing product to sell as a print-on-demand seller because there is such a high demand for them. But a lot of times what we run into is in any given niche, typically there are going to be more t-shirts than any other product, leading to a lot more competition. So if there is a niche that you're really wanting to break into, or you see that there is demand, but you're just not getting a lot of traction, try to find out if there is another product that you can actually put that type of design or niche on that could help you have a lot less competition. So I use this example a lot because it is relevant to me, but I am a foster mom and this has led me to making a lot of different merch and and items for foster moms just because I am so familiar with the community, but there are tons of shirts that are geared towards foster moms and foster dads. But one thing that I have done is look for those alternative products that there is not as much competition for. So this is things like tote bags. I found that there aren't a lot of tote bags, and this is a great gift to give to somebody, especially if you don't want to get them clothing. So you can do things like that. Try to figure out what might be a good item for this specific genre of product that's not being offered in the same volumes as maybe t-shirts and hoodies. I have a ton of videos about product alternatives that make the same amount or more than t-shirts. I will link those here. But definitely start thinking about venturing into some other products. Another thing I really love about Printify is that they have a catalog of over 800 different products that you simply have to just link your account with Etsy and you have access to all of them. You're not going to have to find a bunch of different vendors for each thing. You have one account and you can do tons of different things. So if you wanted to venture just into selling tumblers, just into selling tote bags, you could totally do that. Or you can definitely have a mix of all of those products into your store, leading to more views and more sales. Now, the next thing that is really overlooked when it comes to actually making more sales is how good your mockups are. Mockups is what sells your item. It's not always the description, it's not how good your design is, but it is the first impression that customers are seeing of your product. So if one, they can't tell what your product is because it's so small, if the quality of the image is bad, if it just looks very fake, customers are very turned off by that and they won't even click on your listing to look at it. So especially if you are a seller on Etsy or someplace where you can put your own mockups, you need to be taking advantage of that because this is what leads to that first click. If you can't even get them to click, you don't have to worry about competing on price or anything because they're not even looking in the first place. So if we can get that first click, we are already miles ahead. When you are uploading products from a place like Printify, they do give you some auto-generated mockups, but I typically like to swap this out for another mockup that I've made myself. So for a long time, I've been getting my mockups from a place called Placeit. I know a lot of you use Kittl, so they also have a new mockup feature too that would be great to check out. But if you can just create a mockup that really looks amazing, it looks professional, and it looks like a real product, not just an image slapped on a generic t-shirt, then that is going to help you convert a lot more sales. Now, the next thing that you can do as a print-on-demand seller to make sure you are getting more sales, when I say it, it's going to sound very obvious and like, well, duh, that makes total sense, but you would be shocked at the amount of people who don't follow this advice. And that is just to upload more frequently on your Etsy shop or any of your print-on-demand shops. There are so many people that only have about 25 to 30 listings uploaded on their Etsy shop, and they are getting so discouraged because they haven't even made that first sale. But print-on-demand, in the end, a lot of times it is simply a numbers game. So yes, there are those really standout products that even if you just have a few products uploaded, sometimes something really takes off. But at least in my experience, the bulk of my success has come in just uploading over and over and over again so that I have a big enough catalog of products that only if about 1 to 3% of them ever sell, that is still a big chunk of profit. Now, as sellers, I wish we had just a crystal ball that we could tell exactly what type of product is going to take off. That would certainly save a lot of time. But really what it comes down to is you're going to have to post a ton of products that are never going to sell in order for you to find those best selling products that just take off. And we can't always determine what that is going to be. So the most important thing that you can do is upload and upload and upload again so that you don't have to worry about which one is going to take off. If you have enough products, there are going to be those standout ones that do very, very well. So a lot of times the task of uploading so many products is super daunting and people get very burnt out. Maybe for the first few days or few weeks of their journey on Etsy or another print-on-demand site, they are trying to post like 20 or 30 designs every single day to build up their catalog. And now my approach is just to do a set smaller amount every single day consistently. Even though it doesn't feel like a lot of success if you're just uploading maybe 5 new products with Printify to your Etsy account every single day. But if you do this over a span of months or even a year, that ends up being hundreds of new products. instead of you trying to just take one day out of the week and upload 50 new designs. That easily gets very, very daunting, and I see a lot of people give up that way. So definitely, if you're not making sales, one, increase your products, but two, don't worry about doing it all at once. Just decide for yourself how many you can feasibly do every single day, and even if that's just 2 new products, commit to doing those 2 every single day, and that is really going to add up. So don't worry if you just have your first few products uploaded and you're not getting visits or sales. That will come when your catalog has really increased. If you've never created an account with Printify before, I can't recommend it enough. It is who I use to sell all of my products on Etsy. So I will have all their information linked down below in the description if you want to get started with a free account with them today. Now, this next tip is one that is often very overlooked for a lot of print-on-demand sellers. Again, because sometimes it takes a little bit more work than just uploading our products and letting them go. And that is to create a dedicated social media platform for your print-on-demand shop. If you are a seller on Etsy that's integrated someplace like Printify, I think this is a great opportunity to create kind of a name and a brand for yourself. So what I have personally done is I've created Instagram accounts that kind of correspond with all of my niched Etsy stores, but you could also do this with a Facebook group. You could create a bunch of Pinterest boards and upload your new products. But the idea with this is you are getting more dedicated traffic, more eyes on your products by placing them more than just in the Etsy marketplace. We wish that Etsy just worked, that it would bring us all of this amazing organic traffic. And while it does bring us a lot of great organic traffic there, we can also help ourselves a lot by bringing some direct traffic too. And what I found is that if we can actually help ourselves get those first couple of sales by bringing direct traffic, ultimately, those products are going to start ranking organically too. So if we can help it get those first couple sales, then Etsy is going to start doing a lot more of the work, getting eyes on our product now that it has proven a sales record. So starting social media can really, really help you out a ton if you aren't getting any views on your product. I have a complete video on how to get started with social media for your Etsy shop or your print-on-demand store. I will link that here. Now, this isn't even close to all of the tips you could be taking to help yourself increase your sales on your print-on-demand platform. So if you want some more ideas, make sure you watch this video next, and that's going to share even more tips with you to increase your profits and increase your sales. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.